Boy, if you come in the barber shop wrong,
What happened?
you get what I'm saying? It's gonna be a bad day for you.
Music, fashion, and art have always influenced each other. If I go to New York in the 80s, I'm telling you, boys were out here b-boy dancing on a mad thing in these Puma suedes. All three worlds are heavily intertwined, and no more so than in hip-hop. I'm in Tottenham, my hometown, and also the hometown of my good friend Chip, to figure out how his neighbourhood, music, and fashion influences have shaped him into the artist he is today. Now, Chip, tell us some of the things that you would have been listening to in the house, my brother, because you are a very, very, very soulful brother.
Them days there, man, had the plats and that. You only got, you get what I'm saying, couple channels on your thing, little MTV and that. And my dad just had bare vinyl, so a lot of the, he used to listen to a lot of Earth, Wind and Fire, James Brown. A lot of soul and reggae was my earliest influences in music. The first time I actually touched mic, but I didn't touch a mic, it was just like, I think it was Pied Piper ringtone on like, you remember the phone that was like a pair? It was in this park, you know what I'm saying? The older guys was MCing in a circle, and I'm just seeing the admiration in people's faces when someone's MCing. I just remember it got to one time, they tried to skip me, I was like, nah, I got something. They was like, what? And they was like, I spat my bar, is when I clocked, nah, I'm onto something. Nah, I'm onto something, you get me? So Terror Dudley was in a crew called Bun Them, and they was on Heat FM. Like, I'm on radio and that, like, we got younger Bun Them, AKA Shoddy Crew. I need to take you to see them. Dudley was like, yeah, man, boom. This is Chip, you lot need to meet him. I was thinking, wow, he got one lyric. I'll have some more by I'll have some more by next week though. But then from there, yeah, we was on Heat FM, but the place where I probably really mastered my craft, like, was a spot called Laundry Club in Finsbury Park. It was the first time man got to actually like MC with like the MCs that people preed as MCs. Kind of like an academy, mastering your craft before you get put on the screen. Laundry Club was where man really found my skill set. Yeah, you should go and buck someone that really had to put in some hours before they could even be seen.
I know about this experience of hearing your voice and being in love with the voice before they even know.
Yeah. I knew bare Dizzy Rascal bars before I ever had the slightest clue what he looked like.
How long you teen on the
Since I was about, probably 15 years now, since I was about 15. You get me? One time my brother came through, his hairline was looking crazy. I'm like, yo, where you going? He's like, yo, I got one guy, like, trust me, like, Finsbury Park Thomas, he's hard. I went down there, I ain't looked back since. Like, what sold me with T was he was like, roughly like, man's age group. You know, like barbers always some old man just having some long chat while he's doing your trimming that. He was proper on it, like, focused, you get me? When I come out the chair, I was like, ooh. Went school the next day, it was big feedback.
The trim had to get feedback.
Once your trim got feedback, then you know you're in business, isn't it?
So, in our culture, one thing I can say is people always focus on looking good. How important is a trim?
It's like the beginning. You can't put on something without a trim. You put on something without a trim, it doesn't make sense.
How important is style just in our community? Because you're both from the same community.
Boy, if you come in the barber shop wrong,
What happened?
you get what I'm saying? It's gonna be a bad day for you. As man started doing like a paper round, JD Sports in Tottenham came about, and it was rather convenient. I went to school there. You get what I'm saying? But I know it's not really so much what you wear, but how you wear it. Many people have different styles. Like, I'll see someone that don't necessarily have my dress sense, but appreciate their flannel. You know,
See, I love you, man. I love the man there. Thank you again, man. And you know what? Thank you lot for linking up as well, because you know what? It's just nice to see the story unfold, and hopefully more you then watch this and say, right, you know what? I'm not gonna cheat on my barber.
Come on.
Did you get it?
Come on, Harry gave 4 LBs.
All right.
I remember the memories of living in Ferry Lane and coming here, and I think this has subconsciously had an effect on me growing up.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's happened throughout your music career as well? Artistically, this type of environment having an effect on you?
Yeah, I think by the time I was even in this kind of environment, I mean, even school days, we'll come in and just tag our names, you know, like back in the day when you see E-Dog everywhere, like. Do you get what I'm saying? But
I was here.
I used to actually draw, like before ever like writing a rap or anything. I used to draw a lot of manga, draw a lot of Dragon Ball Z. If I had to say a way I was first introduced to art, like, it was probably drawing, so.
the cover I saw with Snakes and Ladders, I was just like, is this a new chip in terms of visually?
Yeah, I think definitely I'm committed to never having my face on any of my artworks ever again.
Serious?
Like, yeah, 100%.
Why though?
The I Am Chipmunk cover, my first album, like my debut album, I didn't mind being on that cover because we actually built that I Am Chipmunk. It wasn't like a graphic of me sitting. I was actually sitting on an I Am Chipmunk statue. But I look back at my other covers and I'm like, bro, no one couldn't tell me like, why you just got your big bait face just on your artwork like.
You're a man that's always put on for the area that you're from.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here today.
Haringey.
Markfield, Haringey, North London. You consistently shout it. How important is that to your journey?
It's very important to me. Those lessons that you know personally you get from growing up in this borough that, if I be honest, not saying like every area doesn't have their boroughs, you get what I'm saying, but I just learned stuff here that I personally think I couldn't have learned anywhere else in the world. Yeah, man, Haringey, I can't even lie, I'll tap them lightning bolts on my skin, but like, I got love for the borough still.